Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Birgit. I am on time for once, and I think everyone's used to me sliding in a little bit later, but I got things together. I actually made my card earlier in the day yesterday, which allowed me to photograph it yesterday, and so things went a little bit more smoothly. Welcome to Casing Tuesday. That's the day when we take a card out of the catalog and we give it a makeover. And today's card was actually chosen by me, so I like it. I like all the cards, but some cards are just easier, of course, to do. So let's take a look at today's card and look at that. I just love it. It has the fall paper from the holiday catalog and a new stamp set. And I love that you've got paper in the background that comes right into the middle of the card, and you have kind of a frame which you put things on, like a greeting or an image. And I think this could be very easily done, but maybe some of you will find it more challenging, but I love this. I'm going to show you in a second what I did with my card. Good morning, Valerie. All right, let's have a look at the sketch for this card. Oop, that did not do it. This is the sketch for the card right here. And so you don't have to use this frame. I think this die set comes from Wildflower Meadows. I use the Countryside Corners. So let me just hold those up. So you can see that they're different frames. So you can use whatever you want to create your frame. You could use a rectangle, you could use a square, a circle, whatever you have. I felt like this one, this is Countryside Corners. I felt like this one was a very similar in style and shape-ish to the one that was used on the card. So just substitute for something that you already have. And so don't worry about the frame being exact. Yeah, I like the idea of the frame where you look through. So give that a try, see if that works. If not, then just use that as a layer. Use it. Don't have the background peeking through. It could be something completely different. Okay, let me show you my card. Let me make this disappear. So here is my card for today, and this bundle is so cute. It's called More Than Autumn, and it was designed by $1 million sales achiever, Joe Golden. And when you reach 1 million in sales, Stampin' lets you design a stamp set. And so this was her stamp set that she designed. I hope one day I'll get to design a stamp set. I'm halfway there. I hit the 500K mark. So eventually, if I keep on track, I will reach 1 million. And I don't know what I would design, but I think this one's super cute. I sent her a message yesterday and I told her how cute I thought it was. So, because I've been playing around with it. And so it's nothing better than, if you like pumpkins, I did a little pumpkin on the latte. So pumpkin latte. And then on the inside, I did Except Maybe You. And so what I would do, this card, I would turn it into a birthday card and I would write a birthday greeting under there. You don't necessarily have to stamp happy birthday to make it a birthday card, but this gives me a spot to put their name up top here and then write a message down here. So that's why I kept this greeting up near the top and I framed it out with some paper. So I just loved playing with this. I want to see, if I remember, I want to see what it would look like if I used the other fall paper. This paper that I used is a new paper that's in the scrapbooking brochure. That's just, you won't see these products in a catalog that comes to a printed catalog, but we have a PDF catalog for the scrapbooking brochure. And this has 4 papers in it. Actually, I might show you these when I'm flat because it's kind of hard to flick them through the air. But this paper is called Sweet Days of Autumn. And we've got Two new papers in that brochure. One's a Halloween paper, there's a fall paper, and then there's two papers that repeat from the holiday catalog in the scrapbooking brochure. And we've got some new 12 by 12 paper that has a white core. So definitely worth checking it out. You can find a category for it on the Stampin' Up! Website. So you'll be able to check all of them out. Good morning, Marty. All right, well, why don't I flip over to my other camera so I can show you the products that I use more easily instead of holding them up and trying to flip through everything. Oh, before I do that though, I wanted you to know I do have a host code for the month. If you spend $50 with me during the month of September, I will be sending you a package of the Real Red and White adhesive backed peppermints. Now, I'm hoping to get these. They are on back order right now. When they come back in, they may go straight back out. I do all of the purchasing of these gifts at one time. I can't purchase them throughout the month because that's how I use the host code. So I will do in October, I will purchase them. Hopefully they'll be available, and if not, I will substitute them with something of greater or equal value. But I thought these were just so cute. I thought I would try for them. Most of the time I can get what I want, but sometimes things sell out, especially things that are really cute. But I thought we would give these ones a try and see if we can get them. So, all right, let's move over to my other camera. Okay, let's take a look at this paper. This, again, is called Sweet Days of Autumn. And it's a little different makeup than our typical 12 by 12 paper packs. So this paper has 4 patterns, and you get 3 sheets of each, I believe. So let's just double check. So I've already cut up one of these. So this one has animals on the front and trees on the back. I'm using the tree one. Yes. Oh, I guess you get 4 sheets. 4 sheets and 3 different patterns. Okay, so then this one is kind of a grid pattern, and then you get this tree background. So 1, 2, 3, and I already cut up some of that, so that makes sense. And then this one kind of is like just an old olive on kind of a vanilla color motif. And then we've got kind of a Cajun craze, kind of a little, I don't know what you call that, twig or something like that in the background. I like this paper because it's a neutral, and even though I love our other fall paper, sometimes you just need a neutral background paper to make your images pop. So the nice thing about this is you get 4 sheets of each of the patterns. So that gives you more sheets to work with if you're trying to do a certain project. Sometimes it's nice to have more sheets of each one. And this is the other fall paper that I'm talking about. If I remember, I'm going to scoop my frame on top of here so we can see how that looks with this instead. And if we like it, we'll make the card up in that way. So this is the Splendid Autumn paper. It's a really great seller. People have been loving this paper. So it's gorgeous. But we used it last week, so I thought we'd change it up a little bit. And this is the More Than Autumn bundle, and you can see it comes with dies to cut out the images, plus it comes with some extra words that aren't in the stamp set. So you can mix and match and create nice little word combos. And that way it also, you can change out your image here, and it can be the donut, it can be the pumpkin pie, or if you want to use an image from a different stamp set, you could do that too. It depends how much you want to customize, right? But I just love this bundle. It is awesome. And then I did mention I use Countryside Corners to create my frame. All right. Let's go ahead and make this card, and I think we'll start off with doing some stamping, And then we'll do some die cutting, and then we'll do the assembly. So let me put this right up here at the top and grab some of the pieces I'm going to need. Put those aside, and we'll grab our tuxedo black ink here. And first off, I think I'm going to stamp this over here on this side. So this is, I'm going to put it like this, it fits better. This is Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and this is good for when you're coloring with Stampin' Blends. This is not the ink to use if you're watercoloring though. Okay, so step number 1, stamp the cup. Step number 2, we're going to stamp the whipped cream. Oh, didn't get the bottom inked there. Let's do that again. And then we need the little pumpkin. And I'm going to stamp them all in black because I want them to look the same when I'm bringing them all together, even though the black on here is basically just shadows. I did try stamping it with a lighter color, but in the end I thought that to match up all the background ink, it just looked better when everything was in black. Okay, so I think I've got everything stamped that I'm going to die cut, and then I've got my extra pieces that I'm also going to die cut. So let's bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I've got my big machine here today. I could have used, I think my dies would have fit through the mini. I think they might have, maybe just a little bit too big on the frame. I thought we'd have more room with the big machine though. Oh, and this one on the inside, this die cut, I don't think that would have fit through the mini machine, so that's why we're going to use the big machine. Okay, so for the big machine, I've got my base platform, the number 1, my thin die adapter number 2. Then we're going to put down a clear cutting plate. And we'll start by kind of loading up some of these images here and then grabbing the dies. And we're going to use some post-it labeling and cover-up tape to pin these little guys down. So we're going to grab the whipping cream die. What do you call it? Whipping cream? I know in the US sometimes you call it different. In the store it's called something different. I'm letting my Canadian show through here. Okay, and we'll grab a little bit more and we'll pin this one down. I'm just looking so that I can see the outside edge of my image within the die frame. Okay, and then last but not least, my little pumpkin. And we'll put this aside for a second. Pin this down. If I had been smart, I could have done maybe some more die cutting in one fell swoop. But for now, why don't I just go ahead and do these ones. These are all the images that need to be assembled. Some of them need to be colored. Snap, crackle, pop. Okay. Okay, there it is. And I always try and remember to put my dies back on my magnet sheet right away because they can go missing really easily, especially the small ones. Put those out of the way. Okay, and finally the pumpkin. Put the pumpkin back. Throw these away. Okay, so now we need to die cut these greetings, and I'm using copper clay cardstock, and I'm going to grab the words "nothing's better than" and the little latte. Just pop those on there, and we'll do the frame last. And you could use adhesive sheets on the back of this cardstock, and then you would have adhesive on the back of these right away. I did not do that. I like to get my fingers sticky, apparently. I always forget to do it. But if gluing stuff with glue and getting your fingers sticky drives you crazy, then use those adhesive sheets, and they are really nice for putting the adhesive on for you, and then you get full coverage. All right, and then just one last thing, we need a frame. So let's grab our two dies. We're going to need the second largest and third largest countryside corners. I like to do the outside first. We could maybe just kind of, we're careful, just kind of pin that down, and then we'll do this one. And I find it's easier to get the outside one situated and then do the inside one. I don't know why that's easier for me, but that just seems to be the way it goes. And then we'll just run this through. My crank is off on the side, but I am running that crank through. And here is my little frame. Okay, I think we've got everything die cut now. And those little pieces of Post-it note tape, I just reused them from my first images. And here's an extra label I could use for a different project. Okay, let's pop this off to the side. And let's see what we've done here. Frame, greeting, another greeting, and we've got our little latte. I'm going to grab some Stampin' Blends. I'm going to start off with the cup. I'm using copper clay. I'm just going to highlight. I'm going to go around the outer edges with copper clay dark. I'm going to leave that can't say it, the middle band free. So I'm not going to color that in because I'm going to put the word latte on there, and I want it to I want it to have a vanilla background, and I'm just blending out that line from the dark blends with my light colored blends. You can do that because there's alcohol in here called alcohol markers. Sometimes I just left the teeniest, tiniest bit of a white space. You can maybe see I left a tiny bit of light space here and a tiny bit of light space here. So I kind of just intentionally leave it a little bit near the top as if the light's going to shine down on top of that. Then I'm going to take my little pumpkin, pumpkin pie dark I'm using for this one. This one I'm not going to use. I'm going to not create a light space because it's so small. And then I'm just going to leave my whipping cream just as is with no shading or anything on it. So just very easy. So I'm going to grab this and just do a little line of glue right at the top. And I'll add the whipping cream right on top of that. Just give it a little press so it's all together. And for the pumpkin, put a little bit and just off to the side. Just tilt it a little bit. And then we've got a little pumpkin latte. And then we'll grab these words, and I know this is where people are going to be like, I don't want to glue those on with glue. Well, you don't have to. Use the adhesive back sheets. You put it on your cardstock first, and then you die cut, and it die cuts right through the adhesive. And when you peel it off, you've got sticky on the back side of your words. So there you go. And now we're going to put the card together. So I'm going to use copper clay as my card base. And this measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored in half at the 4 1/4 inch mark. And we'll just use our bone folder to smooth that down. We've got our frame. I want to experiment with the paper for a moment. So let's just put that there for now. I also want to back this up because it's not going to show up very well on the paper unless I back it up with some vanilla. So this little piece here is 2.5 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And again, you could have done sticker sheets on the back of this, adhesive back sheets. But why do that when you can do it the more complicated way and just put teeny tiny little dabs of glue on the back of here. Carefully turn this around, hoping not to drop it. And we'll just kind of patch this onto here. And with the glue, you can kind of just move this around just a little bit. Okay, tap it down. All right, okay, so we've got all of our pieces. Let's experiment with background paper. I have the paper I used before already cut, but let's see. There's one paper I really wanted to try. I think, should we try this one and see how it looks? I'm just gonna put it kind of up top here and see what it might look like. Ooh. I wonder how it's gonna look with. Ooh, it's so pretty. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna have to do that, don't you think? We're gonna have to try that. Okay, let me grab my trimmer. Let me grab my trimmer. Okay. So the designer series paper needs to be cut to 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Okay. When I flipped through the paper this morning, I was like, yeah, I wanted to try it with the other paper too. So, oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that gorgeous paper? Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, let's see what this is going to look like. Oh, yeah. Yep. I love it. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to do this. We're going to glue this on here. And we'll compare the two cards afterwards. All right, we're gonna stick this on here. That looks nice just like that. I'm done. It's funny, I could just stamp some words, right? And it would be done, right? Just so easy. Sometimes the paper, it's so pretty. It's hard to add anything else to it because it's so pretty on its own. But that's kind of nice. You can kind of make easy cards. I've just got my frame here. And I'm going to center this as best that I can. I'm just kind of looking both sides. You know, the nice thing about this frame, really, what it allows, it allows you to kind of have a place to anchor your greeting and that extra image, but you can still see all of the paper through the frame. So it's nice. It's nice to have that frame there. That looks nice too, doesn't it? We're doing so well. Okay, so then this one, I'll just put up top here. I'm going to just glue this one. The cup I'm going to put on dimensionals. Just put that right about there. Okay, and then we'll grab dimensionals. And we're going to put some dimensionals on here. We'll put one right up at the top, one here, one here, one down at the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to put one in the middle. Okay, I'll flip that around. I'm going to have to remember to take a picture of this one too, because it's so cute. Oh, look at that. So pretty. All right, and I did tie myself a little jute bow. And I don't know if you remember, but I did this a couple weeks ago where I took the jute trim and I cut my length and then I unraveled it to get 3 strands out. And then I kind of ironed it with my heat tool. I held both ends and then I ran it back and forth in front of my heat tool to straighten it out, because this ribbon does have a little bit of curl when it unwinds. You can kind of see it on this blue one. We've got a little bit more curl going on. So it helps if you iron it out a little bit. It still maintains some of its twistiness, but it's cute. So we're gonna just add this over here. And jute really, this trim really does hold well with glue. Just give it a little second to adhere. Ooh, so cute. All right, let's finish the inside. I did cut that biggest label from our Countryside Corners dies. I cut the biggest one this time. And we're gonna have to create some little strips, I think, to put on our, so I have to make a decision here because it was easier with the other paper. So we could use the back of this paper, or we could use part of this paper. I think I'll like this a little bit better maybe than this, because this is going to be a little bit too plain and this has some color to it. So let's go ahead and cut some strips. I'm going to make these strips 1/4 inch. And I'm going to take the first one and we're going to glue it right across the top here. Well, not quite the top, but right where that point is, that's where I want my thing. Because the way I write the inside of my cards, I always address the person up at the top and then I move down. So I like to have my greetings closer to the top. And this is where personalization comes in. It's really nice. If that's not the way you stamp your cards or write your cards, you can do it differently. Okay, let's shift this down a bit. Come on. Okay. I can just see on the back side if I hit my point where I wanted it to be. And then I'm just going to snip off the excess. Okay, then I'm going to take this greeting because I want to emphasize nothing's better than pumpkin latte except maybe you. So we'll come in, we're going to use, I used copper clay on the inside. So I put that first strip on first and then I'm going to stamp my greeting and then I'm going to add my second strip. So I'm just kind of seeing, okay, where do I want my greeting? Right about there. It's nice when you have the photopolymer, you can see exactly where you're stamping. And I also want to add a little heart right at the end right here. Okay, so then I can take my second strip and add it underneath. And I really think I chose well with the paper. I'm glad I did the more colorful paper because I think it looks just a little bit better. Okay, and then we'll just snip off the excess. There's a little bit here too. Okay, the heart looks a little blank, so I'm just going to take a really light pink, the actually dark petal pink, and I'm just going to color that in just to make it look just a little bit more like a floating heart. Okay, so now I can take this. Doesn't that look nice, the two together? And we'll glue this on the inside. And now we've kind of got, I've been a lot more cognizant of finishing off the inside of my cards lately. And because the other day when I was writing birthday cards, I realized that I finished off the insides when I did them, and it was annoying that I had to pull out those stamp sets again. And so I realized I was doing everyone a disservice by not coming up with a creative way to finish the inside. And I thought this was kind of creative by framing the greeting and really highlighting it, because when I write stuff in here, the greeting's going to get lost a little bit, but now it isn't because it's framed up. So this is something you can do when you have a smaller greeting that might get lost. You can really draw attention to it by like framing it up in some sort of way. You could also, you know, cut it out and put it matted up a little bit. So that's another way, but this is just a nice little way to do. Look at how gorgeous that is. I like this card better than my first card. Oh no. Oh well, look at that. They both are very cute. You know, and some people might like one over the other, but that particular piece of fall paper, oh my gosh, how beautiful is that, right? So beautiful. What do you think? Do you like my second card better with the realistic paper? I don't know. It's so beautiful. So, so beautiful. But both of them are cute, right? Cute little fall cards. Oh, wow. Okay. I do like all of those colors of the fall cards. It just makes it pop so much, right? So thank you so much for being here this morning. I really appreciate it. It's so much better to do a live video than it is to do just a regular video. I had no idea. I've been doing recorded videos for such a long time and perfecting the art of, you know, removing all my and removing all of my imperfections and maybe all the words that I say wrong. And now I just go live, and I just love having some people here with me, so I'm not all alone. It's so much better. So thank you so much for being here. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. You can also click on the notifications bell to get notified when I go live next. I go live also on Fridays, and I usually do a 3D project on Fridays. So I always go live right now at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, both on Tuesdays and Fridays. And if you hit the like button or leave me a comment and ask me a question, I'd be happy to answer it. That would be amazing too. All right, I'm going to say hello to all of you. I said hello to some people at the beginning that arrived. So let's say hello to some of you that arrived a little later. Good morning, Kay. Good morning, Mary. Mary says she just got the set yesterday. Isn't it awesome? I was so thrilled. I used it at our team meeting on Sunday. I did a little sample using it. And one of my team members was also in love with the bundle, and she showed us like 4 different cards that she had made with it. I love it because you could also do it for Christmas too. We've got, if you look at the stamp set here, we've got the words eggnog, hot cocoa, peppermint. We've got a little candy cane, a little gingerbread man. So adaptable for Christmas as well. So definitely use this for other seasons as well. It's so cute. I want to make a 3D with this. I haven't decided what I will do with it yet, but I do want to do a 3D with this because the words are just too much fun not to find like some sort of candy that matches some of the words in here. So this is wanting me to do something 3D with it. So very, very fun. Good morning, Deborah from hot California. Oh, is it hot there today? You must be in Southern California. Our son moved out to the San Francisco area at the beginning of August, and he said so far it's been, of course it gets warm, but it's been like pretty moderate. So I always find San Francisco, that area is a little cooler, not quite as intense heat, but now I have a love for California too, because my son lives there, and hopefully we'll go out and visit him. Maybe in spring. He's coming back here for American Thanksgiving. So, but maybe in spring we'll go out there and do a visit because, yeah, he just moved there. It's so much fun. Okay. Good morning, Louise. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good to see you here. Marty says, if the back was red, orange, or gold, it would work well, but the green doesn't work. The front of this paper works perfectly. Yeah, I think with the paper, with this particular paper, you have to kind of pick and choose. There is one that I think would be too dark. Like there are several in this paper series, like for instance, this one I think might be a little too dark for the colors that I chose. So you maybe would need to change up some of your images if you were going to do mine. A very colorful backdrop would work. So you just have to kind of pick and choose, but that particular one, I think this one would also look nice. So, you know, this fall paper, it has a lot of variation. Like we even have like a paper that's full of flowers. And while that would be, it would work color wise, I think the leaves somehow look nicer with the pumpkin theme. If you want to do the pumpkin latte theme, I think that's just so cute. So fun. All right. Marty said she loves the first card. I wasn't sure I would like the second card as much. I was wrong. She loves the second card. It's beautiful. I know. I was surprised too. I actually had the paper cut for the other card, but then I was like, at some point yesterday, I was like, oh, I wonder how it would look if I used the paper that was originally on the first card. Like if you remember our first card here, that one had fall paper on it. And I was, you know, it's nice to see the fall paper through the center of the frame, right? And then you add that, and I used a different paper than they used, but like it does add some charm to it to see the paper go through. And I like this paper too. But if you put the two cards next to each other, all of a sudden that other card, I don't know what it is. Is it because it's got that pop of blue, and the human eye likes blue because it's like it's the sky, and the sky is important, you know. Like it's kind of weird actually, because a lot of things in nature are not blue, right? We have a lot of greens and browns in nature, but then you look up at the sky and you see that blue, and then you see the like the yellow orange of the sun, and it's just, it adds a whole nother twist. Like there is nothing like a fall color, a tree with fall colors in it, and then you photograph that, or you see it against a blue sky. It's so beautiful, right? So awesome. Okay, I'm going on and on. Marty says, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Thank you, Marty. Good morning, Ellen. She said she came late, but will watch the replay. And she says she just got the bundle too. Awesome. Well, you're going to have fun playing with it. It really is a sweet, sweet bundle. Good morning, Jen. She says she loves both cards. Awesome. Louise says she loves the yellow flowers. Yeah, that's the only paper in this fall series that has a full thing of flowers on it is this one. I think this would make a really beautiful birthday card with those yellow flowers. It's very pretty, but we only have 4 sheets of this paper, so it's not really a floral paper. It's much more a fall paper. But I think there's something in here for a lot of different cards, but it's not a paper that has a lot of, it has some mix up in it, is what I'm saying, because there's some darker ones, there's some kind of more fall scene ones, and so you just have to play and find out what paper will work best for the card that you're making. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day. There's going to be beautiful sunshine here today. So the leaves haven't started turning yet here where I am in New England, but it's been gorgeous. Like our afternoon walks, my husband and we walk both in the morning and in the afternoon. And the skies have just been beautiful lately. Get out there and walk. Get out, if you can. It's such a beautiful time of year, especially if you're in maybe the northern half of the US, but maybe the southern half, it's still too hot. But this time of year, it's just so beautiful, taking the fresh air. Yeah, be with nature. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope to see some of you on Friday. Take care until then. Bye, everyone.